Formula One has been pushing harder than ever into city racing, but this bold move is stirring up frustration among both drivers and fans. On the financial side, the sport is booming, investors are smiling, and revenue charts are going upward. Yet behind the glamour, the drivers have been openly voicing their concerns. The latest decision to consider dropping one of the calendar's most historic circuits has created a storm in the paddock. For years, these tracks have been part of the DNA of F1, shaping not just the competition, but the very identity of the sport. Now, with whispers that a legendary venue could be replaced, the reaction is strong. Drivers are signaling they won't quietly accept this. If the ongoing rumors prove true, the 2026 season may not just be about racing, but about an internal standoff between those who run the sport and those who put their lives on the line behind the wheel. The whispers around the paddock aren't dying down. If anything, they're getting louder. From 2026 onward, the F1 calendar could see one of its biggest shakeups in decades, and drivers are already sharpening their words. The central debate is clear. Has Formula One taken its obsession with city-based tracks too far? Ever since Liberty Media took control back in 2017, the sport has expanded rapidly. But that growth came with a very specific flavor. New venues have almost all been city circuits. Miami, Jeddah, Las Vegas, the list keeps growing. At first, these additions were exceptions, with Monaco, Baku, and Singapore carrying the urban racing tag. Now, the balance is tilting heavily toward those high-glitz, investor-friendly backdrops. And while promoters celebrate the spectacle, many drivers insist the character of racing is being stripped away. For them, Formula One was built on classic circuits that test car, driver, and strategy, not just locations that maximize ticket sales and sponsorships. The list of new venues says it all. Miami, Jeddah, and Las Vegas have joined the calendar, all built on the same city street template. Up until a few years ago, this type of racing was a rarity, limited to Monaco, Singapore, and Baku. Even then, those events never ranked among the most popular among drivers. Yet the pattern is obvious. Formula One is chasing regions where investor interest is high and profits are guaranteed. Saudi Arabia entered the scene, followed by the spectacle in Las Vegas. Despite fans and drivers voicing doubts before the Vegas race, the event eventually proved to be a visual and financial success. Still, critics argue that the core issue remains unresolved. Are these cars even suited for such tight, narrow layouts? Veteran Fernando Alonso has openly questioned whether Formula One is steering in the wrong direction. For him, the sport belongs at tracks that showcase pure racing, not temporary layouts designed for show business. Alonso has been one of the loudest voices on this matter. He doesn't hide his dissatisfaction, saying the calendar should focus on timeless venues, Suzuka, Silverstone, and yes, Barcelona. But here lies the real controversy. Barcelona may not be part of the grid much longer. Reports suggest that from 2026, the Spanish Grand Prix could shift to Madrid. While nothing has been made official yet, industry insiders believe the deal is close to completion. For Formula One, the move seems financially logical. A race in the nation's capital promises larger crowds, better publicity, and significantly higher revenue. But for drivers and purists, it feels like a betrayal of history. The Barcelona circuit has long been a vital proving ground. Its mix of corners, low, medium, and high speed, makes it a perfect test track, helping teams understand how their cars behave across the entire season. To lose it would mean losing one of eSports' most valuable reference points.
Barcelona has always been more than just another race. It's where teams bring major upgrade packages, knowing the track's variety of corners provides the ultimate benchmark. Removing such a circuit risks more than disappointing fans. It disrupts the very way teams develop performance. Team principals are already voicing quiet frustration, recognizing how much they rely on this venue to fine-tune their cars. For decades, the Spanish Grand Prix at Barcelona has been part of the rhythm of the season, bridging tradition with technical importance. Now, to replace it with a street track in Madrid feels like a decision driven entirely by financial motives. Critics ask the tough question, has Formula One lost sight of competition in its chase for money? Supporters of the Madrid plan point to flashy layouts and promises of big crowds, but technical experts shake their heads, warning that money can't replace a track's historic and practical value. The proposed Madrid layout has already raised eyebrows. One section includes a roundabout, something rarely seen in Formula One design. Even circuits known for their narrow, challenging nature, like Baku and Singapore, avoided such awkward features. It feels like spectacle is being prioritized over racing quality. Journalist Joe Soward fueled the fire when he revealed on social media that Barcelona's fate was sealed. According to him, from 2026, Madrid will host the Spanish Grand Prix on a semi-permanent circuit near the IFEMA Convention Center, close to Barajas Airport. The deal, reportedly locked in for a decade, highlights the sport's determination to shift towards city-centered racing. And while some celebrate this as a new era, many see it as another blow to tradition. It isn't the first time either. Legendary Spa has also been under constant threat due to financial struggles and safety debates, sparking a wider question. How many class? The expansion of sprint weekends is another point of friction. In 2024, 6 races will host a sprint format, despite vocal opposition. While drivers secured one small win, separating sprint from the main race to allow adjustments under Parc Fermé conditions, most remain unhappy. Earlier, Aston Martin even opted to start from the pit lane in Austin after realizing their upgrades weren't working, an extreme measure caused by sprint limitations. Verstappen has made his view crystal clear. The format should be scrapped entirely. He argues that teams need time to prepare cars properly, not be rushed into decisions that compromise performance and safety. Lando Norris echoed that sentiment, saying sprints provide little value, since teams can't even assess whether their setups are strong or weak by the end. Christian Horner added his own perspective, admitting the format often feels underwhelming and rarely delivers the drama promoters hoped for. When you take all this together, the push for more city circuits, the risk of losing Barcelona, the constant threat to Spa, and the controversial sprint expansion, it paints a clear picture. Formula One is drifting further toward financial interests and entertainment value, while the voices of those inside the cockpit grow louder in frustration. Drivers are calling for respect of tradition, for circuits that challenge skill, and for weekends that prioritize racing over show business. Fans, too, have started questioning whether the sport they love is being reshaped into something unrecognizable. The potential Madrid Grand Prix might look promising on paper, but it symbolizes the ongoing battle between heritage and money. And if history is any guide, drivers won't stay silent. The paddock is bracing for more heated debates, as the future of Formula One hangs between keeping its soul and chasing profit. Barcelona has always been more than just another race. It's where teams bring major upgrade packages, knowing the track's variety of corners provides the ultimate benchmark. Removing such a circuit risks more than disappointing fans. It disrupts the very way teams develop performance. Team principals are already voicing quiet frustration, recognizing how much they rely on this venue to fine-tune their cars. For decades, the Spanish Grand Prix at Barcelona has been part of the rhythm of the season, bridging tradition with technical importance. Now, to replace it with a street track in Madrid feels like a decision driven entirely by financial motives. Critics ask the tough question,